Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Matt Robinson, the Gregarious Hermit. So I've been teaching people mindfulness and meditation for a long time now, and more recently I've started teaching people something which I think is a lot easier to do and a lot more powerful and shows results much quicker. And so meditation is a wonderful thing, and it really does bring about peace. And through deep relaxation and concentration, you kind of experience these wonderful, blissful states that just basically get rid of all the stress from the day and allow you to see the nature of your mind. But it often leads to a lot of frustration. It's more difficult than it sounds, just sitting there and sort of quieten your mind. And so I kind of switched to mindfulness as a way to get around that difficulty, because it's something that you can practice, pretty much all day long, 24 hours a day, I guess even while you sleep. And it has the ability to silence your mind. When you really focus on the present, on the physical tasks that you're doing, your mind only operates in the past and the future. It's either thinking about things that you did and kind of analyzing them and trying to figure out if you could have done them differently, or it's looking to the future to see how it can improve your circumstance. So all of the suffering and the struggle that you experience is because your mind is basically analyzing your life and trying to figure things out. So if you can actually silence your mind by remaining so focused on the present and what you're actually doing that your mind doesn't even have a chance to think about any of those things. So mindfulness is essentially focusing so strongly on the physical aspects of what you're doing. So even now, while we're walking along this trail, I'm kind of very conscious of my footsteps, the sound that they're making, but also the sensations going through my feet. And I'm kind of observing myself talk to you guys on the camera, but I'm not really, it's kind of difficult to explain, but I'm not really actively doing the talking, but I'm just observing myself talk, which, that's probably a little bit more advanced maybe. But basically mindfulness has the ability to put you so focused on the present that your mind doesn't chatter and it doesn't constantly talk to you and complain about the past or worry about the future. But again, that's actually quite difficult for a lot of people to do. There's a lot of things going on around you, a lot of distractions, and so even if you start out practicing mindfulness really well, soon there are so many distractions in your day-to-day life that it becomes difficult and you get sidetracked, and all of a sudden you're following a story in your head about how things should be different. But the thing that I teach people now is unconditional love, and I'm not sure if that's actually the correct word or the correct definition. But I stumbled upon this phenomena using a meditation technique called loving kindness, where basically you start out visualizing somebody that you love unconditionally, and you picture them, and you spend a few moments just kind of imagining that you're looking at them face to face and you're feeling pure love towards them. And then you work your way through a whole cast of characters from, people that you know but you're not maybe best friends with, right the way through to, maybe office co-workers that you know but you don't really know them very well. And then right the way through, and the final thing is somebody that you really don't like. And so you're essentially training yourself to feel love towards different people. But you know what? It's actually a lot easier than that. If you take it a step further and start out by just visualizing somebody that you love or something that you love. It doesn't even have to be a person, but just something that, whenever you do it, whether it's a hobby, a sport, hanging out with people, a certain special somebody in your life, a parent, something like that. Somebody that you can look at and feel unconditional love towards. Basically spend a few moments visualizing that with your eyes closed, and then actually move your awareness into your body and feel what's going on in your body. and just become really aware of all those wonderful sensations, the warm, fuzzy, tingling feelings. That basically that is love that you're feeling, and it's a wonderful state that your body is in. You're sending so many wonderful healing hormones through your body that allow your body to thrive and do really well. And it's just really great for you. It's a wonderful feeling. But once you can kind of understand what that feeling is, then basically turn your attention to something else in the room, something inanimate, and just look at it. See if you can kind of maintain that feeling. Keep that same sensation going through your body. And just keep doing that for a little bit of time, maybe a minute or so each day, until you get to the point where you can literally look around your entire living room and feel pure love towards everything. And, that's really easy when it's things that you like, things that you enjoy. Things in your own home are probably going to be things that you like. So that's kind of an easy concept to do. But then you want to seek out things that maybe you don't like so much. Maybe trash, litter, graffiti, anything essentially, and just try to feel the same feeling towards it. And very, very quickly, you'll realize that, wow, you can actually control all of your emotions and your feelings. You can basically turn on that feeling anytime, under any circumstance. So it's a lot easier than mindfulness and meditation, and it's just a lot more effective and much easier to learn. So an example would be, I come to a place like this. I'm out in the woods, and obviously you can see the house behind me, so it's not like super far in the woods. And I come to a place like this because I love the peace and the quiet that just naturally exists here. But I also love the calming effect that the scenery has on your mind. There's really nothing to judge here. So your mind naturally becomes more quiet anyway. So that's why I bring myself to places like this, just so that I can have that experience. But, if I came here one day and there was a whole bunch of ATVers or guys on motorbikes, making a lot of noise and tearing up the trail, then obviously that goes against my expectations. I expected to come here and find peace and quiet, but instead my peace is being disturbed by noisy motorbikes. Now, they have every right to be here as much as I do. So I could get angry at the bikes, I could get really annoyed and upset, and I could have a whole commentary in my head saying how, they're idiots, they're spoiling the peace. And all I'm doing is releasing all kinds of harmful chemicals into my body, adrenaline and cortisol and all of those stress hormones that really do a lot of harm to your body. Or I could look at those ATVers and feel pure love towards them. And, again, now I've just basically switched the whole sensation. I have no control over those bikers. They're going to be there regardless of what I feel. So I'm going to choose to feel pure love towards them and fill my body with all those wonderful hormones and be happy. Because it doesn't matter how I feel on the inside, it has no effect on those bikers whatsoever. It doesn't change the peace or the quiet of this place. So again, once you learn the skill, what you'll actually find is that as you do it more and more, that it becomes your default way of observing the world, and your mind actually becomes more quiet anyway, because once you're saying, I'm feeling pure love towards everything, then your mind stops complaining, it stops judging everything, it stops making comments about how bad things are, and it literally becomes calm and quiet. So, people think unconditional love is kind of going around and just projecting love towards everything, which essentially it is, but it's actually a very selfish thing, because you're doing it to feel good on the inside and make yourself happy under any circumstances. Now, it does actually have the effect of sort of calming other people down. Even if you don't go around saying, I love you, man, to everybody you see, it still does have the effect of calming people around you. It diffuses conflicts almost immediately. People just have this wonderful interaction with you, because essentially you're not judging them. You're not judging anything about them or complaining about them. You're just experiencing. And, people do pick up on that. And whenever you interact with people, you create a wonderful experience for them too, just because you're feeling unconditional love on the inside. So anyway, that's my take on it. Meditation and mindfulness can be quite frustrating sometimes. They are a little tricky, and your mind has a habit of jumping in there and starting to talk to you again, even though you're trying to practice this, these silent techniques. So I definitely encourage everybody to try to learn the technique. I have a lot more information on my website. The link down below somewhere. Where's my finger? There we go. So I'll put the link down below. You guys can check out some of my articles about that, and hopefully try to incorporate it into your life. It's absolutely wonderful. Like I say, it's kind of selfish really, because you're feeling amazing no matter what's going on around you. And but it does have the effect of changing how people interact with you and respond to you. So I guess overall it's good. You may not be projecting love out there, but it does come back to you because people subconsciously pick up on it. So anyway, that's it. That's my advice. Go out there, learn how to do unconditional love, and just be happy. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.